Hey everybody, welcome to Amazing Indiana. My name's Fred. Great to have you on the channel today. Hey, please remember to subscribe and like. Today I'm coming to you from Indiana Dunes State Park here on the south shore of Lake Michigan. And right now there are no sand dunes around me, and it looks like I'm just kind of in the woods right now. And as I kind of move the camera around, you can see that there's a nice boardwalk area behind me. And if I move the camera around just a little bit and move my whole body, right behind me is a massive sand dune, and it has been taken over by all kinds of trees and brush and grasses and other things. Some of the sand dunes in this part of Indiana are exposed, and you can climb up them. We're going to be seeing some of that stuff today on this episode of Amazing Indiana. This is indeed one of my favorite places to come to in all of the state of Indiana. I find the Indiana Dunes area to be just remarkable, and it is a constantly changing place. Indiana Dunes is made up actually of the state park, Indiana Dunes State Park, and then also there is the National Seashore, which is run by the U.S. government, by the National Park Service, and we'll be going over there a little bit later. So great day to be out. Lots of people out moving around right now, and it's going to be a great day, and I can't wait to show you the rest of this amazing part of Indiana. This is a really nice part of the state park. This is a boardwalk that connects the beach pavilion area with the campgrounds, and it comes by this beautiful little bog area down here, which is alive with birds and insects and all kinds of other wildlife. Great place to have an encounter with some of the native birds, and you might even be able to hear some of them singing. Let's go up the trail here just a little bit. Now, this is we're off the boardwalk part of the trail, and now we're moving into some of the sand. And what I want you all to see, and I'll point down here so you can see it, is look at how the forest has held the sand all in check. And then there are these trails that go through the forest, but the sand is ever present. It's always there, and it takes a little bit of getting used to realize that there is all of this sand under all of these trees. But the really great thing about all of the trees is that they do manage to hold the dunes together. So one of the great things about Indiana Dunes Park is obviously the dunes. Now, you can hike up some of those dunes if you are so inclined, and here this will give you a notion of maybe kind of what you'd be up against going up some of those dunes. You can see that there's a lot of sand. It seems pretty easy to go up when you're standing here, but guaranteed when you start your ascent up that dune, you're going to start feeling it. So you can continue a really nice walk here, coming down from one of the campsites to the beach pavilion area on this lovely boardwalk, and lots of places to sit, kind of take a rest. All kinds of flowers are out right now, so it's really beautiful back here. I've been here also on this particular boardwalk during the winter months. It's cold. All of the leaves are gone, and when that happens, you start to see all kinds of things that you didn't see before during the summer months. So Indiana Dunes State Park and National Seashore are great places to visit throughout the year, and we're just very fortunate here in Indiana to have this particular resource for our enjoyment. And it's a great place to come, and you can hike, you can go to the beach, you can do all kinds of things up here. You can do a lot of photography, always a lot of interesting birds and flowers and other wildlife. So Guaranteed, if you come here, you're really going to enjoy yourself. So we're over in the west parking lot right now at Indiana Dunes State Park, and in order to get to a really good viewing area, you got to take these stairs. And I got to say, the stairs might look a little daunting, but guess what? They're a whole lot better than us walking up a sand dune. So here we go, up the stairs. Whoa, that'll make your heart work a little bit, getting up those wonderful stairs. Well, we're now kind of at the top, but as you can see, there is yet another view area to go to, and so we'll do that. And you know what? Let's take the ramp instead of the stairs. It is really nice here that they've made this experience handicapped accessible. And this gives you a really, really great view of the Indiana Dunes area. And you can see we're hiking up here. Okay, just about up here to the top. Okay, so from the top of this viewing platform, we got a really good view here to show you of the beach here at Indiana Dunes State Park. This is the state park we're at, and this is just a lovely, lovely beach that you can swim in Lake Michigan in. And over there in the distance, you can see the new pavilion building. It's actually not new, but they have been remodeling it. It's got a sandwich, ice cream store in it, and kind of a general store. This is just a gorgeous view of Lake Michigan from Indiana Dunes. The remodeled pavilion area overlooks a wonderfully sandy beach, and you can see in the background Gary, Indiana. It's pretty close. It's probably about 15 miles away, but when you're on the beach here at the state park and you're looking out over Lake Michigan, it's really hard to think that you are so close to those steel mills near Gary. Okay, we've left the area of the state park, and we're now 10 miles to the west. You go on Highway 12, and you'll come to Portage Lakefront and Riverwalk. This is part of the Indiana Dunes National Lakeshore, administered by the National Park Service. I really like this part of the park because it's got this great walk here on the Breakwater, and this will take us out towards a automated light. And then there's another trail that you can take, which will lead you along a riverfront. Wonderful opportunity to see all kinds of birds and wildlife. Okay, so here we are on the shore of Lake Michigan, and we're at a breakwater. This again is part of the National Seashore, the Dunes National Seashore. This is a really nice area because there is this automated lighthouse behind me, and there is, as I swing around so you can see it behind me, there's kind of this nice little inlet area, and this is frequented by a lot of various birds in the area. And over my shoulder you can see the river that goes back, and that's where the Riverwalk is, and there's a boardwalk down there that we'll take a stroll on. It's really nice, get you right close to the river. But one of the things that you can see around here, and again as I just move the camera around, there's a lot of industry around here. The great thing about the National Seashore and the state park here at Indiana Dunes is that it rescued this part of the shore of Lake Michigan from becoming completely industrialized. But there's still industry around, but it has really the seashore has just kind of broken up. The National Seashore and the state park has broken up what would have been an industrial sprawl, which would have gone all the way along the shore down to Gary, Indiana. And as a matter of fact, let me just now turn the camera around because I do want you to see just how close we are to Gary. So off in the distance across the water you can see one of the steel mills from Gary, Indiana, and you can see the plume of smoke coming up. Now you'll also see some unbroken beach this side of that steel mill, and that is indeed part of the National Seashore. So you can see what's really great here is that while we've got a steel mill there, we also then have this other coastline, which is really nice. And those homes there are part of the small community called Ogden Dunes. It's really great to be able to take a stroll out to the breakwater. You see all kinds of beautiful scenery. You can see the beach really well. You can also see all kinds of waterfowl. And I absolutely love these wonderful reeds just blowing in the wind. And this is the visitor center that the Park Service has put up. It's not open all the time, but it's nice nevertheless. And then just looking back towards the breakwater, it's an absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous view. And you can see boats moving in and out, going up to the river. Absolutely one of the best things about going to the Indiana Dunes, whether it's the state park or the National Seashore, is just seeing the variety of birds. There are a lot of birds around all the time. Take your camera, take a telephoto or a zoom lens, and you're guaranteed to get some really great shots. This is a lovely trail down through this part of the Dunes National Seashore. a great little trail. It's all paved, so you're not going to be walking through the sand, but it does give you, I think, a pretty good idea of the dune system here at the National Park and also the State Park. And as I just pan the camera over here, you can see that we've got high dunes, and that's what that road is on up there. And as we come around, you'll see that there's this open field area, and water probably came up in here at some point, and then we have higher dunes over this way. So this trail is about a mile long. It's really nice. It's well maintained, and it's a great way to kind of understand the particular ecology of this part of amazing Indiana. Okay, so I'm pretty excited just walking this trail. I've been able to get some, I hope, pretty good pictures of some hawks and also buzzards. I know buzzards aren't that exciting flying around here near the dunes, but it is nice to see all of the birds out in this part of the park. Great opportunities here for nature photography, and as you can see, it's an absolutely beautiful day here today. Blue skies, temperatures probably in the 70s. It is just magnificent. Not too hot out here on this pathway, but I do suggest that if you're here and the temperature is a little more intense, make sure you're packing a lot of water. Even though this trail is only only a mile long, it's a round trip, it will get a little hot out here. So right now we are on the Portage Lakefront and Riverwalk trail, and you can see from the sign that this trail loops through the dunes, and then it's going to go next to what is known as the Burns Waterway. And the Burns Waterway goes out into Lake Michigan. So kind of a neat little trail. It doesn't take very long to hike. It's only about a mile long. So what's kind of neat about this trail is that you can indeed see the what is called a succession forest back behind me. This area down here had actually had industrial buildings on it, and this whole area was restored by the Park Service so that we could all enjoy what wild Indiana once looked like. And you can see behind me also just all of the sand. It is absolutely amazing to think of all of the sand. You know, sand is something I think a lot of us associate with the ocean, but if you travel the Great Lakes region of the United States, you're going to find a lot of sand along the Great Lakes. And typically the sand at the Great Lakes is on the south shore of whatever lake you happen to be at. And that's the case here. We've got Lake Michigan up that way, and then the winds have pushed all of this sand down into this part of Indiana and raised up all of these magnificent sand dunes with a variety of wildlife and trees and birds and what have you. It's a really beautiful place, and it's a place that I just love to check out. It's nice to be here during a nice warm summer day, not too hot, not too cold, but I do like coming back up here during the dead of winter because everything kind of changes. So this is one of these places that if you live in Indiana, it's not a one and done. Please come back at various times of the year, and if you're passing through Indiana, it's a great place to check out regardless of what season of the year it is. Okay, so now we're headed back up towards the visitor center here on the trail, and we're now going north, and we're going to go north along the Burns Waterway, or the Burns Waterway rather, I'm sorry. And this actually connects up to Lake Michigan, and you can see boats coming down here. That's because as you move down this waterway, there are inland marinas. And along the waterway also, that's U.S. Steel, I believe, over on the other side of the waterway. So it's a pretty walk down on the water, and we'll get to see all kinds of birds and all kinds of flowers, I think. And here you can see the waterway and the boardwalk, and it's a pretty straight shot. It'll go all the way up to all the way up to the visitor center. It's nice today because it's a nice sunny, mild August day. I have walked this boardwalk in February and a little chilly then, but today's a great day to be here. Okay, so this is the we're just about at the end of this trail that goes back up to the visitor center here on this river walk. You can see this is just absolutely gorgeous the way this boardwalk goes, and technically I'm on part of a boardwalk that's been closed. When you continue north on the boardwalk, you're going to end up at the visitor center. The total length of this trail, I think, is probably about a mile to a mile and a quarter. Not exactly sure. I wasn't really keeping very good tabs on that as I was walking and enjoying myself. But it is a glorious trail. You can hike it throughout the year. A really neat time to hike this particular trail is during the winter months, when ice will form on the south shore of Lake Michigan, and some of that ice can be absolutely spectacular. You can walk out on the breakwater, though. It's going to be kind of slippery, so just pay attention to what you're doing. You don't want to fall into frigid Lake Michigan, but it is really neat to see. Now, this is just our first video in amazing Indiana about the Indiana Dunes area, both the state park and the National Seashore. I'll be putting up some more videos about the Indiana Dunes area, so look for those. I really enjoy this part of Indiana very, very much. It's one of my favorite places to go hiking. There's a lot to see, and we have just pricked the surface of the Indiana Dunes State Park and National Seashore area. So I will be showing you more of this part of amazing Indiana just as soon as I can. So please make sure that you tune in again to Amazing Indiana. I've got all kinds of interesting videos which go up from all the time. Some of them are about hiking that you can do in Indiana. Some of them are about towns and cities in Indiana, museums, all kinds of interesting things. So please make sure that you subscribe to the channel, and by all means, please like this video. And I'll see you again on another episode of Amazing Indiana.